Mrs. Tracy works 6.5 hours per day from Monday to Wednesday and 8 hours per day on Thursday and Friday. She is paid $8.10 per hour. Calculate the number of hours worked per week. And so for this question, they want us to determine how many hours did she work per week. Notice that it says that she worked 6.5 hours on Monday to Wednesday. So that's for 3 days. So on Monday, she worked 6.5 hours. On Tuesday, she worked 6.5 hours. And on Wednesday, she worked 6.5 hours. But on Thursday and Friday, which is those 2 days, she works 8 hours and 8 hours. And so let's do the calculation. So in order for us to figure out the number of hours worked per week, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 6.5, which is 6.5 hours. So 6.5 represented as a decimal is 6.5, and we're gonna multiply it by 3 because it's 3 days that she worked 6.5 hours, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then we're going to multiply 8 and 2 because it's 2 days that she worked 8 hours, Thursday and Friday. So 8 multiplied by 2. So we have 6.5 times 3, and we have 8 times 2, and then we have to add those products. And so we have 6.5 multiplied by 3, which gives us 19.5, and we have 8 times 2, which gives us 16. Again, 6.5 multiplied by 3 is 19.5, and 8 times 2 is 16, and we have to add these two, and when we add them, we get 35.5. So that means that she worked 35.5 hours per week. Next, the question asks us to calculate her weekly earnings. So in order for us to calculate her weekly earnings, how much she is paid per week, we have to take into account how much hours she worked, and we have to multiply it by her hourly rate, how much she's paid per hour. So she works 35.5 hours, 3.5 hours. We multiply it by $8.10. When we multiply that, we get $287.55. So weekly earnings is going to be $287.55. Next, the question states she receives an increase in pay. So she receives an increase in pay, and her new weekly earnings are $301.75 for the same number of hours. So she's working the same number of hours, but she's getting more money. And so the question wants us to determine her new hourly rate. And so in order for us to determine her new hourly rate, we're going to take the amount of money that she worked for that week, and we're going to divide it by the number of hours that she worked. And so it's going to be $301.75 divided by 35.5, which is 35.5, which is the number of hours that she worked. When we divide them, we get $8.50. And so that means that her new hourly rate is $8.50.